We have these little iron horses that you guys send me all over the place. You got one big one here. Those are Dennis sent us. I keep one on each bench for good luck. That's what I do. There's actually two over here on the stove. Maybe that's for extra good luck. This is a cute little one. I love this one too. The original iron horse, I don't move. He sits over there on my black bench. One I started with last year, May, June, I think. Yeah, June is when we started. What I've got right here, waiting for parts. I don't know if it's UPS or FedEx. I hope it's UPS. They come earlier than later. FedEx comes later or not at all. This is a P50 Pioneer. They're not supposed to be black and dark green. They're supposed to be just like the other Pioneers. But somebody painted it. It looks alright to me. I'm interested if this starts or not. I have not fired this. We've had this here quite a while. I did just put some gas in it. I haven't checked for spark or done any of that. It'd be easier on me if I primed the carb because it was out of gas, but I guess let's give it a few pulls just to see what we got here. Yeah, maybe I'll get lucky. I want to run this one next time we run saws. So let's see what it's got. That's promising. Runs. Actually, it's going to run lovely. These are governed carb. You get what you get on a governed carb, don't you? So, what we're doing, seeing if it needs anything. I see I got a couple bolts I can put in. It's missing a couple bolts, but this is a reliable little saw, I got a feeling. I believe that White Oak and Flamer got together. They're brothers, and they're the ones that sent me this saw. At the time, I didn't have any. This is my first Pioneer. Honestly, this is my first one of mine. Yeah, this one ain't going nowhere. This one means a lot to me. And I've got a bar, and I think I just found a... Yeah, I do. I have a chain there, as long as that bar and that chain matches. I've actually got a Pioneer chain cover. I've got a Pioneer bar and a Pioneer chain cover here somewhere. Here's the bar. I must have hung that up in the other room. So, we got that old girl running. Gonna smoke me out of here. We're trying something different here on a couple things. I set saws on the floor that I'm working on, put them back on the shelves. Generally, it's my saws on these shelves up here. Everybody else's saws are over here. And then I use one shelf over here for my personal saws. But I have another one I've had for a long time. Haven't done anything with it. All I've done is spend money on this one. what I've got here, boy, I wish that truck would show up so I can put something together. I ain't pulling no more saws apart. This is actually a 394. And I'm really rather interested in this saw. A local logger had it. Oh man, you guys probably remember last summer early when I first started doing this, I had this saw here. It wasn't in very good shape. I ended up getting the whole top cover with an air cleaner assembly and everything for it for $75, new old stock. So I snagged that, and I got the side starter cover. I got lucky getting that. One of you guys sent me the decals for that. But I tell you, this has got the earmarks of a good saw. The one thing I don't know is, do I have, it's nice to have a few minutes to do some of this, do I have problems that I need to address? I don't know. It's got just a tiny, tiny bit of gas in it. I should dump it, but I don't have my barrel full. So we're going to put a little gas in it. I would like to make this a presentable saw, but I'm going to tell you something. After them intake gaskets and blocks leaking on that few saws right in a row, these have got pretty much the same deal. I wonder if these are too. But I don't know yet. I think we'll at least make an attempt at firing it. See if it cooperates. But I might have to grab my flashlight. Where to put my flashlight? Every one of these just slightly a little different. Yipper, they are. I find it interesting, the different configurations of these saws, even in one brand like this. Okay, we're going to give it a little choke. Switch on. Decomp in. I kind of like them, the way they put that decomp on these right here on the side. I like that. I really do. I can make this a good old saw. I know I can. I know it's got compression. That's one thing I know. I don't know anything else though. Ain't nothing wrong with that saw. There is something wrong with the muffler. I'll tell you that right now. What I see is one of the bolts spinning on it. Right there, 10. Yeah. I don't have that right here handy. I don't think. Let's see if we got a 10 right here. Anywhere 10. It's not here. So that's over in the box, which I'm not going to bother with that right now. I'll tell you what else I got right here for a project, for a personal one. I've got 2 or 3 boxes full of just junk 2100. And when I say junk, they're junk. And they're just carcasses that's picked over. And at some point, I'm actually going to have enough parts to put one of these things together. And that might be the ugliest thing in the world. But I'm going to tell you right now, the 2 saws that are impressive, Them 2100s really take it. They're the ones I'm old. I run them for years. And these 394s, they really impressed me too. They got the goods, man. They got the goods. But I really wish. I'll tell you what. Let me go over and get a socket. I'll be right back. Well, I didn't find my socket right offhand, and I got an idea. I know where it is. It's on the other side. Well, I ought to show you that someday. You'll be impressed with me. I've got a room over there that is full. Got little pads around it. Full of boxes. It's got saws for parts of saws, and just probably absolute junk saws that's been hit. And every little while I go through and sort a whole bunch of crap out. And once I do that, well, there's one I shrunk. Once I do that, I start throwing a lot of stuff away. I don't throw anything good away. Busted cases, bearings spun in, stuff like that. That's what I throw away. But I just might need. Oh, do a little cheating here. Fits all. I got 2 fit saws. You know what the other one is. Then, if nothing comes loose, generally, on farm equipment and trucks and stuff, I got something that takes anything loose. It's called a smoke wrench. But on these saws, that's not a good idea, is it? So we don't do that. Once in a blue moon, you wish you could. I tell you that. Yeah, one of these I'm gonna put new studs and nuts. These are. I can pretty much tell you there's a leak at the exhaust. You heard that pop, didn't you? That's pretty much a sure sign. This might be a smoke wrench place. It just might. I'm gonna tell you, T-I-T, tight. Is that how you pronounce tight? I think that's how you pronounce tight. I got a feeling the guy had this saw, didn't want to get rid of it too bad. If I remember the story right, what was going on, he was way behind on a bill. And it wasn't working. And another fella called me up and says, Herb, I got a friend of here's got a problem. I don't have the money to help him. Maybe you want, he got this saw for sale. So I says, well, what do you think of it? And he says, it looks pretty rough. He says, the man tells me it runs good. I says, did you start it? He says, no. He says, I didn't start it. And he says, there ain't no gas in it. And he says, I don't have any. He says, he needs this money in an hour. He says, you gotta take a risk. I talked to the guy on the phone. He says, I'm telling you, for all it's holy. He says, one logger to another, which that don't cut no ice with me. Man will lie to you if he's a logger or if he's not, right? You know. Well, he says, I'm going to tell you, he says, I really don't want to sell this. He said, the only thing I'm going to ask you, he says, would you sell it back to me if I get my situation straightened out? I says, well, I said, let's not do it that way. I said, you sell it straight out with no strings attached. If someday you want it back and I'm wanting in the mood to sell it, I says, maybe we'll talk. So we agreed on a figure. I paid everything I thought it was worth. I was trying to help the guy a little bit and trying to not get stuck doing it. I asked my buddy there, I said, can you check, see if that's got compression? Well, you never pushed the decompression. He said, oh boy, does it have compression. Boy, this thing is going to be gnarly. Now, that's what I remember about this saw. There wasn't nothing quite easy to take apart on it. And I'm running into that right now. Like I said, this might be one of the spots for a heat wrench, eh? Yeah, had a nut busted. Hate that when that happens. It just, there isn't no easy way around this one. I can tell you that right now. I'm doing everything I can to not bust that stud off. I mean, it was a good idea. They were studs with stainless steel bolts on these. Not all of them were that way, I can tell you. Well, we're going to cut that off with a die grinder. I can get these other bolts out though. That much I know I can do. I say I can do it. Waiting on parts drives me bonkers. It's like watching grass grow. I swear. It's like, oh, got that one there, that one there, that one there. If them parts don't come today, per saw I'm working on, we'll probably go ahead and put that Blue Thunder back together tomorrow. And I know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm working on my truck. We're down, we have 2 trucks. The one truck's been down for a couple months. Haven't had the time. It needs a lot of work. It's a half-ton Chevy. Wheel bearing, front end components, stuff like that. And we just haven't, so we've been driving on 1 ton. Well, now we lost the darn taillights. Well, come to find out, there's 2 fuses blown. Brake light fuse. It's a 97 Chevy 1-ton dually. So brake light fuse is blown and turn signal fuse is blown. Well, after quite a little ordeal over a few days of head scratching, figured out what was wrong. The turn signal indicator, the turn signal switch, that's got brake light power and run light power runs through that switch, so you can shut them off when the turn signal's operating. Well, supposedly when you lose them 2 fuses we did, that switch is bad. Alright, I'm down with that, so we order a new switch. It'll be here Friday. Hopefully that comes Friday. Hope it ain't coming by the mail, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Boy, that's the crazy thing. You'd think that'd just fall right off of there, but it ain't gonna. It's gonna fight me, ain't it? It's gonna fight me all the way. I really want this off. Maybe I can do this. More than one way to skin a cat. That knot twisted right in 2, and it's killing me. Let's try something. You bear with me just a second. I'm going to Dremel that off. Should just let that roll. I knew it'd make a screeching noise like you wouldn't want it heard, which it did. We got that little sucker off there. Yeah, that nut spun right in 2. I'm dumbfounded about that. But I don't want to wreck a saw by having something bad happen, like sucking air back in on the exhaust, especially these bigger ones. Hey, geez, you can't get some of these parts anymore. You can't get 394 piston cylinders very easy. You gotta find somebody that's got them. That's what you gotta do. Boy, I tell you what, there's a little more to getting these covers off than there is on the 390s, 372s, saws like that. These, a lot of people try to compare these to the Steel 66 Magnum. These are a bigger saw. I'll tell you what compares to the size. If you want to get in that class, you got to go to a 390. The Steel is just, it's actually the 66 is like 91, 92 cc's, and the 390 is 90. And these are what? These are 95, I believe. I'm sure if I'm wrong, one of you let me know I am. I depend on you for that. And I had to laugh at you guys in that last video. I'm rolling that turbo around, I'm pointing here, and I'm trying to explain what I'm thinking. The whole time I'm trying to work out how to mount this saw. And I see a few of you left a comment saying like, well, every time you point it to the wrong end, that's the inlet, not the outlet for exhaust or blah, blah, blah. Well, the minute you spin that, you know instantly. You just look at it, you know. But I wasn't trying to say this is exactly it, this is exactly it. How am I going to mount this is what I'm looking at. And I got to go back and watch that video. There's enough of you said something that maybe I need to see if I actually did misspoke. Could have. I wouldn't be surprised, but things been going for me lately. I know what I'm doing. I'm practicing my senility early. So maybe when I get real old, instead of just a little old, nobody will see it coming. It'd just be part of the normal day, huh? Wouldn't that be cool? Nah, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I don't want to be senile. I'd rather be dead. That'll probably be what happens too. It's kind of I feel like the Maytag repairman. I've got work. My problem is I don't have the parts right here. My chopper still ain't here. My $4 vegetable chopper. Remember that? That still ain't here. I don't know what to think of that. I think I'm not going to see that. Several of you guys think that too. There's probably a whole bunch of you do. You're just not saying it. Oh boy, am I ever glad I pulled that. I truly, truly, truly am. That was one of the smartest things I've done yet today. I ain't broke nothing yet either. I ain't done yet either. I'm going to tell you about something that's trying to be a bear. And I mean it. It is trying to be a bear. I don't work on these every day. It's very rare for me to see these saws anymore. Just will take this dog off. You know, I'm surprised that bolt's good. Wonder if the other one is. A lot of times these older saws, man, the bolts on these dogs, they get just a little loose and they run a long time vibrating. Well, next thing you know, that hole's stripped out. What have you been up to? This might get just a little boring before I get this off. Gotta find a nice place to put these parts without losing them. I'll tell you the one thing I got here is I got a chain brake. They're hard to get for these. They're hard to get for the 272s, 268s, 61, 66. They had them. These things are just gold. I tried to grab a good one when this actually got the brake in it and everything. I'm surprised. I'm glad of that. You guys can tell when I made a video later today. You can probably tell, I'll give you a little hint, what time of day I've actually made it. By how freaking dirty I am. How much messed up my hair. If I'm nice and fresh and everything looks great, that's pretty early in the morning. If that was 3:30, 4 o'clock, yeah, you know. Bents were on saws you can get filthy. Old saws, you know. Trouble is, see, this is what happens. I told you. I spend all day. I need a tray right out here. We're making headway. We got my old original 66 running. Got that old frickin' P50. Got that running. This is running. Other than I seen that bolt. I don't like that too good. See, this is what happens. I had an axe to grind. I'm going to tell you right now what it is. Boy, you know what I'm surprised about? That piston and cylinder are beautiful in this old girl. They really are. Okay, now, you know that we've been building them Rams horns for Buchan and Hogan. Well, he mentioned something to me. We ordered some pipe. We ordered some bigger pipe. I know we can't roll it like we want, but what I wanted to do is just see what does it take to build one for a 394. Now, I have a feeling that we'll need to get just a little crazier with this 394 muffler than we would a 372 or 266. I just have that feeling. But I tell you what I can see here. I'm going to have room to drop it down, coming right out, bring it right up into a big curl and make it higher, I think, maybe. See, we got to worry about these things. We don't want them in the way. That's innovative, isn't it? That's what I thought too. That's innovative. Boy, what a trip. I think what I'm going to do is get some new nuts, which I gotta get my truck fixed so I can go get them. Nothing wrong with having freaking old wore out nuts. So I thought maybe some new nuts would really help me a lot. What do you think, guys? Don't make that dirty. No, don't make that dirty. Okay, I think this is a valid saw. I quite honestly do. I think we got something here. Nice big can muffler, which I don't like a big old muffler, but I can tell you what, I got room. That's the size I got to put Ram's horn in. Plus, I can come out this way, just a bit too. So we're going to build him something. No, we're not building him to sell. Josh, I haven't talked to Josh. Every time I want to, I look to see what time it is. I try to catch him on his lunchtime, but it seems like that's when I'm always out here working. Josh is going to be building my design muffler first. We'll probably get anything that like a 61 through 272, the 268s and 272s is going to be secondary. I know the 372s, he's got them right where we want them. I will be talking to him in the next few days. We'll get it set up for those of you that want these stainless mufflers can have them. This muffler actually works well. It works quite well. And let's just see from there. I know we have a plan of doing the bear claw mufflers. I think what I want to do is turn that to somebody else. I'm going to talk to Josh, see if he wants it, or because he's going to have to build. He's going to have to build this design for like 44, 46 steel, 66, 268s, 272s, 372s, 390. 395 maybe. But there's going to be other saws. Of course, the Johnson Reds that they fit too. You guys know what you're doing there. Okay, I'm gonna stop with this, and I'm gonna look around my box, see if I got some new nuts. I think I do. Okay, that's it for now. Goodbye.